Well, I'm on another ride today. Today is the Woodward Dream Cruise here in Michigan. It's the largest automobile event anywhere. It's been going on for almost 3 decades. I believe it started in the mid-90s. It starts in Pontiac and goes all the way down to Ferndale. The type of cars that are in this event are vintage vehicles, hot rods, muscle cars, sports car clubs. Interesting vehicle. Never seen one of those before. You're going to see all kinds of cool cars. I'm going to bring my other camera out. I'm going to be stopping in the Birmingham area, which is around 15 mile. You can see some of these cars. There's a nice cool Chevy over there, Malibu, that yellow one. I've got a kind of a nifty looking Corvette off to my right. Check those wheels out. Now the history of Woodward goes way back to the mid-60s, and I was very fortunate that I was a young guy and got my driver's license in 1965. There's a lot of cool cars that were built back in the mid-60s and to the late 60s, and you're going to see a lot of them out here today. We used to come down here, and this was called Drag Strip of America. This boulevard that we're riding on, Woodward, was not very heavily populated. And we used to come down here and have mock drags. And so it's called the Drag Strip of America. It was in a lot of magazines called that. All those sports car and muscle car magazines. The businesses along Woodward thought, hey, this would be a great idea to promote this. We'll do it for one day in the summer. And it's usually the same time every year. Check out that car to my right. I hope you can see it. Yeah, that's a cool car. That's one I would like to ride in. That's a cool car. We used to do the full loop back in the 60s, and we used to ride up to a place called Ted's Drive-In. That was at around 1920 Mile Road, and then we'd ride down to a place called the Totem Pole, which is down around 9 Mile. I do like this old Camaro on the right, this yellow one. I wish they would make Camaros small like that again. They're a little bit large, the new models. My goal here is once I get up to Birmingham, and I'll go down a little bit beyond Birmingham and I'll turn around and come back. I don't like to go down around 14 Mile Road because that will be a traffic jam. I believe last year they had 1.5 million people down at this event. There's over 40,000 vehicles that'll be participating in it, that'll be parked along the side. They don't all just ride around. If they can find a parking spot, they'll park along the side, pop their hoods, wipe the dust off. It's a beautiful day today. It's a perfect day for these. It's only 80 degrees. Boy, they made cars big back in the day. Look at this Galaxie 500 convertible. That is really a beast. Yeah, this is the area where we used to see a lot of mock drag races. The traffic was, like I said, almost no cars at all on the road. And we had just stopped. Some girl would get out with a flag, and we'd have marked off a 1/4 mile, and we'd have these drag races here. It's really really neat. And back then, a 65 Camaro was not a vintage car. It was brand new. And since I grew up right next to the GM Tech Center, where all the cars were engineered, a lot of my friends' parents worked at GM, and they would buy new cars every year and let their sons and daughters ride those cars. And we used to come down here. It was really a good time. because this is such a big event, all of the major manufacturers will set up displays of models that are coming out next year. And what I'm hoping is they may have one of the mid-engine Corvettes. And if they do, that'll be awesome. Well, I'm coming up to around 15 Mile Road now, and there's a park on my left. And that's probably where I'll park the motorcycle, and then I'll walk into town. But what I'll do first is I'm gonna ride beyond 15 Mile, and then maybe down to 14 and a half, and then turn around and come back. It's early yet, so it's really not filled in. It'll probably fill in more around 1 and 2 o'clock. This event goes until, I believe, around 9, and then the police come down in a big sweep and sweep everyone out of here. It's amazing what they do. People, they have to leave. All right, now we're coming into a little more populated area. From here on down to 9 Mile, it is just loaded with people in their canopies, on the left, on the right, wherever cool cars can park. Clubs will bring their cars in and park there. Yeah, this is, I won't go too far. I'll be turning around. You can buy your swag here, get your t-shirts, the Dream Cruise shirts. All right, what do we have over here? We got Channel 7, it's got a booth. Corvette, hey, they do have something. They might have it here. Yep, it's off to the right there. Chevrolet Corvette, yep. I'm gonna do a loop back, so we'll walk over there with my other camera. Let's see if I can get around here. All right, we'll just go back north. There's a nice Mustang Cobra. All right, let's see if I find a parking spot up here. Okay, this is where I parked before. Let's see if I'm lucky again. Pretty full. Oh, cool. That guy just left. Okay, this is the area in Birmingham where they block it off. Looks like they've got an area here. Club cars will probably be coming in. They've got that reserved. And down in this area, some of the club cars have already come in. This is a car that I always wanted. I had a B-pillar post here. This one was really, I love that car. That's a nice one. So this is a front end look on a Camaro that I've always liked. You really have to love this club here. Look at all of the vintage cars lined up there. I don't know how many there are. There's got to be 30 of them. They are in beautiful shape. Not sure which one I like the best, but I think these are 32s. I think 32 Fords. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this coupe here. Could be a 34. He's got a 34 on his plate. I don't know. One of the things Ford should have done is I thought they should have stayed competing with Corvette. When they first started with their Thunderbird, And then they made it a luxury car instead and made it bigger and bigger. But this was a cool car. Not sure which year this is. It's got to be in the mid-50s. And then this one here looks like a 57. Looks like a band is getting set up here. It's kind of neat. This is downtown Birmingham. Your vintage vehicles. Okay, you can get your swag here, get your Dream Cruise shirts. Pass on that right now. Enough t-shirts. It's just not American cars. Although most of these are American cars. Now check this one. This is a Continental. What is this? It's an Imperial. Continental Imperial? I'm not sure. I used to have one of these. Mine had more rust. Somebody tell me down below, what year is this Corvette? Isn't it cool? They used to make cars that were two-tone. They also made them that were three-tone. I'm not so sure about this combination. What do you think about that new front end on the Camaro? I'm waiting for the next generation. Hopefully they make one. Check out this Buick Convertible. Now this is a car that Ralph Nader made him stop building. Said it was the most dangerous car on the road. Now I happen to have rode around with my buddies. We had 4 guys in there. And what happened with this car, it's a rear engine, is we got a lot of people looking at this car. But what happened is with the weight and the way the suspension was on the rear end, the rear tires would fold in. And I have to admit, it did happen to us on a curvy road. And we lived. We're still here. Oh, this is a car that I always liked. I had a model of this Jaguar. This is, I think it's the XKE. Let's see if there's any literature up here. And I'm not seeing it. Look at that engine.
This is a Corvette that I liked. Dual headlights. Had the scoop on the side and the fins. I love this car. There's a lot of cars I love. This one here is another one. Now, some of my friends in high school were driving their dad's car like this. Pretty lucky guys. Look at that. Floor shift. Holly Hurst. Love it. A good friend of mine had one of these. 289. It was red. It was exactly like this one. Red, black interior. These, not these wheels. But it was a GT. Let's see if this is a GT. I'm gonna look on the back. Yes, it is. It's a GT. This is really sweet. Now, unfortunately, he wasn't able to keep the car very long. He had it for a month, maybe. He bought it himself. He was a senior. Well, he rode around a lot. He got 3 tickets within that short period of time, and he had to sell it to his brother. It was very unfortunate. Not quite sure why this front end is up so high. Well, that looks pretty cool. Great, how are you?
Good, it's a beautiful day, we're cruising.
I like your kitten.
Thank you.
rides on this particular day, and what can you do? But yeah, so until the next ride, which should be coming up pretty shortly. We're going to be doing a landmark ride around Michigan. That's a 3-day event, and I should get something out on that in a few weeks. So until next time.